All right, welcome back to the program. Thank you so much for staying with us. We want to talk matters tree conservation and environmental conservation. Tomorrow is Mazingira Day, of course, a day that has been set aside to remind us all as a nation of our shared responsibility to protect and restore the environment. And for that conversation, I have James Kamau, founder and chairman, the Millennial Environmentalist, just right next to me. And of course, Henry Kimani, manager, GOtv Foundation. And we're going to talk of everything, environment and how they're preparing for Mazingira Day tomorrow. Karibuni sana to TV47 and to Morning Cafe. Let's just set the pace for this conversation first and understand what your organization stands for. And we start with the Millennial Environmentalist. What is your mandate and what do you do there?
Thank you very much, Anne, and good morning to our viewers. As you said, my name is James Kamau, the founder of the Millennium Environmentalist. The Millennium Environmentalist is a youth-led organization that is trying or actually doing conservation on an individual basis. We are trying to bring conservation break it down from the ambiguous conservation you have in the wild and the discussion all over, to make it an individual base. What can you as Anne do in your own little space, in your own home, with your people, and how can you contribute to the greater conservation? Yes.
So how far spread are you, say maybe across the 47 counties? I know you're saying it's just an individual thing,
yes,
and
yes.
It's a youth-led organization, yes. But if you're talking about it being an individual thing, how far and widespread are you across the 47 counties?
So far we've touched on all counties in the country. We've planted over 568,000 trees, donated. And when I say individual, I do not, what I simply mean is we have a program. It's called Stop Seed Abortion.
Okay.
And Stop Seed Abortion goes to your home, where when you eat your avocado, normally we throw the seed in the dustbin. That is aborting a seed. As the human beings, as the conscious beings, we should complete the cycle of the seed by planting it. For example, when all the mangoes come from the eastern side, Ukambani, the seed should go back to Ukambani, but they end up in Dandora. So bridging that gap and making people understand that when you have a seed in your home of the fruit you eat, you're actually holding our environment in your hand. The question is, do you throw it in the dustbin or do you put it in the right direction?
Great.
Yes.
Interesting. At GOtv Foundation, what do you do at the GOtv Foundation?
Thank you so much, Anne. My name is Henry Kimani, GOtv Foundation manager. And GOtv Foundation, it's a foundation that was founded by Senator GOtv Murang'a County, which is not a political. It's not a political thing, and it basically what we do, or the work of foundation. It's a platform whereby you are able to have the needy person, and you are able also to have a donor. Now it's a platform where the donor and needy meet somewhere in between. So we have got so many activities. We are so much extended in different areas beyond tree planting. Thank you.
All right, so are you only domiciled in Murang'a County, or you go far and beyond, now that this is, you see, an organization founded by the Senator Murang'a?
No, what happens, we are not limited. We can go even beyond, we can go to Kisumu, we can go to any other place, because we are not only at Murang'a. We can be able to for example, we have a wheelchair, and the person that is in need of that wheelchair is in, let's say, Ukambani. We will just go there and do what we have to do. Maybe we might have a program of maybe, let's say, a medical camp. We can take a medical camp even to Mombasa. We are not limited. Actually, allow me to say, GOtv Foundation, it's not a political thing. GOtv Foundation, although the patron is a politician, and GOtv Foundation, let me confirm this, it was there even before politics. So it is beyond politics. With our able senator, being a mheshimiwa in Murang'a, we will, with or without, GOtv Foundation will keep moving. Right. But ideally, it was an idea for our patron Mheshimiwa Jonyoto. Yeah.
All right, I'll still stick with you there. Now that you're talking about matters, Mazingira and environment, so what are you doing as a foundation to celebrate Mazingira Day tomorrow and the days moving forward? Thank you so much.
I want to apologize for our people of Murang'a. We had planned for an activity on Friday, but we were forced to postpone because they said CS is having the same in the same place. But the good news is that we did not stop completely. We will have it on. We just postponed it to 11th, which is on Saturday. So it's only one day, and I hope our people will understand us. Yes, so it will be, we are having a plan or continuous plan, because tree planting, it's not one thing day. Tree planting, it is something that we will plant today, we will plant. Actually, we have been saying we cannot say that we will only plant trees only the days that has been mentioned by the government. We'll have to continue, we have to keep doing it. And for us, we are so much committed on the same, on environment.
All right.
Yes.
Kamau, what is your role in this whole drive that the Jonyoto Foundation have for the people of Murang'a in regards to tree planting on Saturday? You're one of the partners. So how do you come into that whole drive?
Yeah, so it is an honor that our paths have crossed with the Jonyoto Foundations, and as a youth-led organization being recognized by one of the national leaders and his foundation on what you're doing, it's an honor. So on Saturday, we will be donating, as the Millennium Environmentalists, 1,000 trees, 1,000 fruit trees to be specific, to go and be planted in Murang'a. I also happen to come from Murang'a in Kangema. That is my patriarchal, where I come from, the spring from my father's side in Kangema. So it is giving back to where I come from as well. So that's what we'll be doing. But as well on the 10th, we have many projects. Like tomorrow, we'll be donating fruit trees to a special needs school in Parklands called Kestromana here in Parklands. We are donating another 1,000 trees to Nairobi West Prison. So being an organization that is environmentally based, on that Mazingira Day is a very special day for us. So we are having a very long weekend. As people enjoy the weekend, we are planting a lot of trees. And we are moving away from planting, actually growing trees in our community. Yes. All
right, you're moving away from planting, you're growing. What is the difference between the two, so that, for the benefit of our viewers, so that we can understand that very well, that there's actually a difference between tree planting and tree growing?
That is a wonderful question. Thank you, Anne. Tree planting is where I go, I buy a seedling, I plant it, and I walk away. That is what we see on social media. It is sad that we can't account for even the number of trees that have successfully grown, because you plant a tree for it to grow. But what percentage are we successful at? Now, when you start talking about seed growing of trees, many people have different opinion of it, because for me and our organization, we believe it starts with the seed. If you do not take care of the seed, then you're lying to yourself. But other people start later on by buying seedlings and actually nurturing them. You can do seed, the two ways actually make sense, but the moment you plant a seed, then you eat a beautiful avocado, a sweet avocado, the feeling of sweetness in your mouth, then you see that seed, you want to plant it for the sake of your children. You actually attached to that seed. And when you start from the seed is now when you're growing trees and taking care of them all the way to maturity.
All right. Yes. We'll be coming back to that. You mentioned something about how to protect the seed. You'll tell us more about that. Yes. But Kimani, what is your goal for tomorrow? From the Millennials Foundation here, the Millennials Environmentalist Foundation, they're donating 1,000 fruit trees. But what is your goal for tomorrow? How many seedlings do you want to plant, and how will that look like for you?
Thank you, Anne. For Jonyoto Foundation, we have a plan to plant more than 3,000 trees, depending on climate. we were advised it's also good to be careful. You might plant trees and ended up maybe not making it because of the hostility of the climate. So we will consider, for us, we will consider if we will have the sufficient rain by tomorrow, I mean by Saturday, 11th, then we are ready to plant as many as possible trees. We are advised, because some of these trees we are going to plant them in the schools, and some of the schools doesn't have enough water. So we cannot trust that after maybe planting those trees, they will be taking care of it as far as water is concerned. And depending with how the climate is, I heard that the rain might start by 4th, but it has not happened, especially in our part. I agree that there are other parts of the country that there is enough rain, but for the specific place that we are planning to plant those seeds or those trees, there is no enough rain. So for Saturday, we can just do what we'll be able to do. We can just start the journey that will be able to move. You know, we are not limited. We can, for us, we believe that we can plant even after a week later, after a month later. So it's a continuous thing. And actually, it is something that we have been doing among the other things that we have been doing as a foundation. Yes.
So I would ask the question, what if the rains don't come? You said they were supposed to be here on 4th. So what if they don't come at all this month?
No, what we are going to do, we put the seedlings together. We are able to take care of it in a place where we are sure that we will not have the loss of the seedlings, because automatically, if you give, actually, we were advised that if you give that tree to a farmer, he or she will just go and plant it, and finally, because it is one, that one he or she will be able to take care of it. But this one, because it is mass, let me mention this. Our plans, it is to plant for several schools, each school 200 seedlings. Now, we are not very sure, or I'm not very sure, whether that school will be able to take care of those seedlings. So for us, we advise, if there will be no enough rain or sufficient rain, we'll just plant some that will be able to take care of it, and the rest we will plant later. Yeah.
All right, Kamau, how do we address these changes in climate that now are sort of a hindrance to such initiatives? When they're waiting for rain, it's not there, and then, you know, the climate keeps changing. We have dry seasons, we have cold seasons, we have seasons where now it's flooding all over. Then how do they now address such situations?
Thank you, Anne, for the question. We are late. We are late to this. It's a wake-up call. People before us really called for this. Wangari Maathai was one of the people who called for this in the 90s. We were young. I think that's the time we were being born. And now we are adults, and you're still handling what Wangari Maathai was saying when she was alive. The thing that is happening in the country is, if right now we do not make it an individual responsibility, it's not about KFS. It's not about even my organization. It's not about us, as we call ourselves environmentalists, doing it. It is everyone. I usually like to use practical examples. If you go right now and in 202, when you're buying an avocado, it will cost you 5 shillings. Actually, you'll be given for free by your neighbor. Right now, an avocado is 100 shillings. Now, woe unto us, who are the youth right now, if we do not act. 20 years from now, we'll be buying an avocado like in the US. We'll be buying it 500 shillings, 300 shillings, and it will only be available to the elite. It is up to us to do the work. And the work is very simple. I try and break it down to ensure that tree costs you nothing. Our organization, that's what we try and work. We want to work logically. Like, I will use you for example, Anne. You have your own home. You drink milk in the morning, you eat bread in the morning. In the evening, you take your fruits or your salad. Why don't you take the seed and this milk paper, put the seed inside here, put soil, and after 3 months, you have your seedling. Then that seedling, donate it at your home. Give it to your shosho, take it to your rural area, donate it to your church, give it to your children's home. Yeah, give it away. That is what you're saying, donate it. Like, why is Nairobi not full of trees? We could not be having feeding programs that are expensive for our kids if everywhere there are fruits. So it is about us. It is not about the government. I usually tell people it's not about the government, it's not about the UN, it's not about anyone else. The problem we have as Kenyans is we like to use the word victim mentality. And if you look at all conservation activities are actually funded from people outside. Any major activity done by the government is funded by the UN, by an embassy somewhere. What are we doing as individuals? I don't need the ministry to tell me avocado is good for me. And you don't need even to see me to know that a mango is good for you. What are you doing to ensure that you are consistently supplied with these fruits? Even herbs, like neem tree, marubaine. Why don't you have it in your compound? It's medicine for your headache. Why don't you have moteta in your compound? What is the reason of not even having it around you, that you can take a leaf, chew, and you're healed? So it is up to us, not for anyone else to come and tell us about the importance of environment or not. My grandmother knew, and I learned from protecting seeds from. It's my grandmother. This knowledge, I didn't get it from university. And I've learned conservation biology. I've done masters in plant ecology. They never tell you anything about seeds. This knowledge of protecting the seed, I got it from my grandmother. It is for me to actually sustain it and ensure that this knowledge is passed down to my generation. And with that, then, the environment is conserved.
All right.
Yeah.
One of the worries that the GOtv Foundation here have is that maybe they don't know if these kids will be able to take care of the seedlings when they take them to these schools.
Yes.
Then how do they now take care of the seedlings, and how do we as grown adults, we're talking about kids and grown adults, now take care of seedlings?
Actually, kids are shaped by us. Yes, your child is shaped by you. Right now, I have a younger brother, he's called Mwangi, Muroga Mwangi. He does not throw away seeds in our home just because of what I've passed down to him. So it is the responsibility that we hold ourselves. Kids are very good. I will give you a very small story of Langata West Primary School. I don't mind mentioning their name. And a lady called Mrs. Olilo. She is the matron of environment. We called the kids in Langata West to bring the seeds from home. We started in one day, we started a nursery of 4,000 trees. 2,600 of them survived. We donated the trees to the neighboring schools. So kids can be shaped easily. Their mind is malleable. The problem is us. It is natural that when you eat avocado, you throw it away. The moment you actually break that cycle, and it's very hard, try it yourself. It's very hard even in your home, because the moment you see an avocado seed, you see it as dirt. When you eat avocado, it's nice, but when the seed has avocado on it and you're touching it, you feel like you want to wash your hands. When you break that cycle in your mind, everything is sorted. Yes.
All right. And Kimani, do you think people of Muranga, now that you are centered there, and tomorrow you're taking, on Saturday you'll be taking your initiative there on tree planting, do you think they really do understand the importance of environmental conservation? And what do you have in store to bring that sensitization around, environmental conservation, that it's not just about tree planting, but you also have to look at it from the point of we are growing these trees and not just planting them?
Okay. What normally happens, like now Saturday, we will be having an opportunity to let these people understand, and we have been doing that. Because it's all about helping our people to understand that we are not, actually today we are not just growing trees just because we are doing it. And actually, I had that conversation yesterday with another man. And I was telling him, as long as you are planting trees, you will be having money in your pocket. Why? Because there is what we call fruits, there is what we call nuts. Nuts are paying very well. Avocados are paying very well. So not only, I've actually been telling these people, not only planting trees, it is planting trees and also making money out of it. It is two in one. When you plant that avocado, after some few days, you'll be having a fruit out of it. And actually, that man told me, yes, now I understand. If actually you can just give me, even if it is 200, I will plant, because now I understand and I have enough space to grow. Again, let me say that people of Mlanga understand the meaning of conserving our environment. They are actually, we have, by the grace of God, we have tried to make them understand. Whenever we are having our any other event, like for example, we had previously we had mobility cards that we are donating. Although it is not a tree planting day, we mention and make these people understand that we need to conserve our environment. So basically, as my brother here said, it is also, we should take that responsibility. And I thank God that people of Mlanga are very good in listening. And they are listening, and I know they are watching. I know they are already watching. And I know they are so much interested, because they believe when we sit down to talk about fruits, when we say that we have avocados, we have more avocados, it is easy to look for a market than to be saying that I don't have I have nothing because there is no market. So basically, people of Baranga understand, and I thank God for our patron, our senator, because they have been in front line doing this. Yes.
And Kamau, trees as a money-making machine.
Yes.
How do we now make Kenyans and everybody just understand that, you know, even because Kimani has mentioned something about that it's not just about planting trees, but you're making money out of it.
Yes.
Then how can we create that culture of trees as a money-making machine? You, for instance, you do donations for these fruit seedlings. You do not charge at all. Then how do we create that culture?
Let us paint a practical picture of what we have on the ground, and we'll use Murang'a as an example. Murang'a is home to avocados and macadamia. Those are the biggest fruits that come from there. An avocado seedling, hash, is 500 shillings. Seedling, that is 5 months old seedling. So let us take you as an example. I'll use you, and I will use you today as an example in this. So Anne here has eaten an avocado at home, has drunk milk. Anne lives in a compound where soil is available for free. And Anne uses water in her house every day. And you require very little water to water this hash avocado. The seedling is free because you already bought the avocado. The milk paper is free, the soil is free. Maybe your charges will come on the water. Plant them. After 5 months, you have a seedling, you sell it for 500 shillings. May say even you spent 100 on water, you've made a profit of 400 shillings, pop, immediately. That is how you make money out of it. If you have 1,000 of them, you've made 400K. As a youth group in Murang'a, why don't the youth in Murang'a come together, start a nursery, collect all the seeds, because that is a hub of avocados. Ensure that in Africa, if you want avocados, you go to Murang'a. That is very simple. If you want avocados, you go to Kambani. If you want oranges and pixies, you go to the Tana River side. It is a simple start. It is a job opportunity for us, the Gen Zs, because we have this mentality of they will help us. Nobody's coming to help you, sadly, as it is, and nobody's coming to take up the responsibility for you. And I usually say this, the government is not there to help you. The government is there to ensure order. That is what they are ensuring. So if you want to help yourself, jitume. Wake up in the morning and do that work. I started my own nursery in university, in my balcony. The first ever trees we donated in a place called Emasho were 69 fruit trees from my balcony, practically. It cost me nothing because I will use the water refuse from the kitchen when I wash my utensils to water them. I will use the water that I've used, the water to rinse my clothes, to water them. And they grew. And the trees right now are beautiful. So it is up for the youth to actually find a way, find a solution within them, because You don't need to go far to get a solution to your problems. They are just around you.
All right. We're taking a very short break at this point. The conversation you're having this morning is about Tree Growing Day, Mazingira Day, which is tomorrow, and you're talking about environmental conservation. Stay with us. You're watching Morning Cafe.
Our world is changing every day, and so should we, for the better. Each week, we tackle the big why, the question that should be on everyone's minds. Why isn't this fixed yet? Deforestation, global warming, and the adverse effects of climate change. The future isn't just something that we inherit, it's something that we create. Join us on The Green Fix as we tell the stories of those who refuse to give up. When it comes to fixing the planet, there is no time to waste. Join me, Shiksha Arora, on Thursdays at 9 p.m. on The Green Fix as we look into the big why, you and I.
For comprehensive information and education on your health, Body Garage is here.
Don't allow anyone to pluck out your good tooth, as long as it is strong and stable.
Cancer doesn't start today and you get the symptoms tomorrow. By the time you pick it or the time it is manifesting in you, probably will be
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching Morning Cafe. The conversation you're having this morning is about environment and how we can preserve and restore the environment. With me in studio, I have Henry Kimani, manager, Joy Nyoto Foundation, and of course, James Kamau, founder and chairman, the Millennial Environmentalist. This is ahead of their initiative this coming Saturday to plant trees in Murang'a County. And Kimani, Kamau was talking about how youth in Murang'a County maybe can come together and just join hands to preserve the seedlings that they're being given and that they're going to plant. Another question would be, after you take part in this tree planting exercise on Saturday, then how do you track the progress of these seedlings? Do you have any plans to track, and how would you do that?
Thank you, Anne. Yes, we do. Because it will be very unfortunate if we happen to just give out seedlings and not to know how they are faring. It will be very unfortunate. But we have a team that is going around now. Actually, I remember like two years ago, we had a career guidance in Kegumo, and I remember the youth took some seedlings, and they are doing well. My team is telling me the trees are still doing well. So allow me to say that after giving out those seedlings to the farmers, we do sometimes, because we remember we have so many programs, not only tree planting program. So every time, even if you are in another program, we are tracking. And remember, I've said, we are not only, or Nyoto Foundation is not only in Murang'a. We are not limited at Murang'a. So whenever we have anything, we do follow up. And of course, there is a team that is there purposely for that. Yes.
How much space is enough for growing the seedlings? You talked about you started in your balcony, and somebody might be watching. And as somebody, me, I just live in Nairobi, and I don't know how I can take part in this tree planting exercise, which of course all Kenyans are being called upon to take part in tree planting exercise, especially tomorrow on Friday during Mazingira Day, then somebody would ask, how much space is big enough for this drive?
That's a very, very wonderful question, and I had answered it before when I mentioned about my balcony.
Yes.
Living in Nairobi is not an excuse. I did it. I was staying here in Ruiru. I was studying in KU, and I did it in my balcony. And at the same moment, we had one of our members doing it from UN, here in the hostels, inside the university, in the hostels. So if you need 5 trees, and use it in your own capacity. Because if we have 50 million Kenyans and all of us just planted one, the avocado we had last night, we have 50 million trees. If we did that every day for 100 days, we have 5 billion trees. The story of the program of the country and the presidential program of 15 billion trees is sorted. Actually, a third of it is gone. If we just had 50 million Kenyans doing that in 100 days. It is as simple as that. And I usually say leadership is about creating hope. The reason why this 15 billion tree has been politicized and whatnot is because it did not have the hope bit out of it. Because you're telling a Kenyan who is suffering economically to plant trees on their birthday. I am turning 30 years on the 27th of this month. 30 trees, if I'm buying each tree at 500, that is 15K. Where am I getting the money from? But you have another solution. So anyone who is complaining they don't have space, they can reach out to us. We'll provide them space. Actually, that's what we do in our nursery. One of our closest nurseries here in Parkla 6th Avenue. We do that on Sunday. Anyone who wants to donate trees, seeds from their home, bring them to us. We'll plant them for you, we'll water them for you, and the day you want to come plant them, you'll visit our nursery. The team, the Jonyotu team has been there. They were amazed on what we can do with a very small compound that we've been located by my grandfather here in Parklands. So there are solutions, and youth can get solutions from anywhere. And if I may take a minute to emphasize on waste, what people consider waste. We consider that seed waste, we consider the milk paper waste. It's not waste, it's gold. A perfect example is a gentleman called Paul. He's a good friend of ours, and he has started a company called Zidisha Feeds. That guy is using waste from Nairobi to feed BSF, black soldier flies, and using the black soldier flies as a source of protein for his Zidisha Feeds. He's changing the narrative of how we actually do animal feeds. I use him as an example because I was just visiting this week, and I was amazed. People in our youth capacity, what our other generation considered not gold, it's gold. Teamwork is gold, working together is gold. What is around you and you don't see the value, trust you me. If you change the point of view, it's very valuable to you. Yes.
So the issue of space is just an excuse?
Yes, it's an scapegoat.
All right. And Kimani, we're talking about this 15 billion, the government's broader goal by 2032, 15 billion trees. Do you think we can achieve that? Do you think we are getting there, or we're just being too ambitious?
To me, Anne, that number is too small. If indeed people can understand what it means, if only Kenyans can take it as their responsibility that we need to conserve our environment. You know, I've been looking at it this way. If we are how many? If we decide in Kenya, each and every Kenyan, we plant every month, even if it is only 2 seedlings, that would be a lot. So now what people should understand, or what people should understand, it's why and importance of growing these trees. And I've been looking at it, and sometimes I think people are not buying maybe the idea because they have not been taught. You know, because we understand, because of the understanding that we have, that's why we have that motivation of planting more and more trees. So it is very possible. Actually, that it is too small number. That number is too small, depending with how many years do we have and how many Kenyans are we, and the space that we have, or the spaces that we have. So what I would say is that we have a big responsibility to make our people understand something that we have been doing, and there's something that I was talking to our Senator Junior about the same. And we were talking about how we can be able even to utilize the spaces that are on our roads. Actually, we are having so many, we are having even riparians. And we can be advised on how to, maybe the trees that we are supposed to plant close to our rivers. You know, we are having so many spaces. Actually, even in our roads, I looked at it in another angle. When we are able to plant trees alongside the road, it is actually beautiful. It is giving us the beauty, and it is very easy. You know, the good thing with that tree, when you plant that tree, you will take care of it in terms of water, just for a beginning. But later on, after 1-2 lanes, that tree, it's okay, it's good to go. And actually, that tree does not need anything from your pocket. Once you plant that tree, you have done your work. So personally, I can only say that if our people can be educated on the same, it's a very, very small number. 15 billion is a very small number, yes.
All right, and before I ask you that question about the 15 billion trees, of course, he's mentioned something about maybe we can now start growing trees along the road, and that was the vision of Nairobi, and that was how Nairobi looked like some time back. But right now, we see more billboards, you know, than as compared to trees. Is that the direction or the vision that, you know, you saw Nairobi going towards as of 2025? And how are you doing, what are you doing as environmentalists to try and address this situation at hand?
So for me, actually, it's actually a thorn into me, myself, and organization. And I liked what Kimani is saying, the roads, the spaces we use. But the question I usually ask is, how do you utilize these spaces? The budget for Nairobi, the last time I checked, for conservation and greening, I don't know it was whose time. Don't think it was Sakaja's time as governor. It was, I think, Sonko's time. Close to $1 billion. The trees we have in Nairobi. What value do you get from the trees? If a tree has no fruits and the tree has no medicinal value, and especially if it is an exotic tree, it has the least value of absorbing carbon. You're talking about climate change. I'll give you a practical example. An indigenous tree will absorb carbon 22 times more than an exotic trees. Nairobi is full of exotic trees. Exotic trees are loved by people because they grow fast. An exotic tree is a perfect example is Grevillea, what our people call mokema. It will grow within two years. You can prune the branches and use. That is the lazy approach. What if Nairobi utilizes a space in Nairobi to have fruit trees? Will our people be complaining of food insecurity? What if we utilizes our churches instead of planting flowers? I know flowers are beautiful, I know. What if we had our gardens of Eden in our churches? That was a question I was asked by a good friend, a priest. What if, and we've started that program already in Nakuru, in Rongai, ensuring that the church is full of fruits. So that when people come to eat what they call it chakula ya roho, they can also have food for their stomach. It is changing our mind. It is rewiring the way we see this situation. When I hear government saying, oh, when you plant an avocado trees in CBD, people will steal the avocados. It is the avocados, let them eat. You planted it for them. Because, you know, the control, like I planted this avocado tree and I want to control it. If you planted it on the streets, let the people in the streets use it. Maybe put measures on how you can harvest these avocados. Maybe stay for the trees in Nairobi or for the street families and have a program for them, or even the schools in Nairobi. Yes, we have a feeding programs of chapatis and whatnot in our schools. What about the fruits? Where are the fruits coming from? You don't need to Kambani, you don't need to go to Murang'a. You can grow. Actually, Nairobi rains a lot. If you should look at Nairobi, Nairobi should be a forest. Even the name itself is a place of cool waters. You cannot have cool waters if you're not inside a forest or a shadow. That is Nairobi. Originally, that was Nairobi. And that's why we have a lot of rains here and floods. We can take advantage of that and grow a lot of fruits. People right now are changing from landscaping to foodscaping, ensuring that everything is your compound, even the grass you're having. People are planting rosemaries, lemongrass to beautify their compound, knowing that that lemongrass, that rosemary can actually benefit me as a food. It's beautifying aesthetically my compound, but at the same I'm using it, the term they're using foodscaping. So we can change our mind. We can rewire what you're thinking. The new cities, I hear people saying Meru will be a city. I want it totally different from Nairobi. Nakuru is a new city. Can we have a Nakuru, the fruity city of Nakuru? When you go to somewhere like US, you interacted US, why is US known for maple or apples? It's because somebody was throwing away seeds of apples along the streets. And that's why they have apples everywhere. Why can't we have that in Kenya?
So do you agree with Kimani that this 15 billion trees, this goal is too small for Kenyans?
It is a small goal. I will agree completely with him, but it is a small goal when done rightly.
We have 8 years to 2032.
It is now a challenge. We are not hitting the targets we are supposed to be right now, 3 years into it. We are already below our schedule. So it is a matter when it is done rightly, when it involves the people. What is a person in KFS doing right now? Because let me ask you a question. Anne, we stay in a country where if I go to a forest and I collect the seeds that have fallen down from a tree, I'll be arrested. That is an issue in our country. If in a forest, a tree drops the seeds and then the seedlings grow, I can't remove them and plant them. And I know very well these seeds won't grow because it requires sun. And if it requires sun and there's a bigger tree on top, it will not grow to its maturity. The mature thing or the responsible thing is just remove it and plant it. If we utilize our forest, 15 billion trees, something that can be, leave alone even the trees, planting the seeds and what I'm telling you. If we just utilize the forest that we have and the cycle, the normal cycle of seed flowering, production of seeds, seeds falling down, if we just collect those seeds inside our current forest, in Abadeas, Mau, Kakamega, the 15 billion trees that he's saying is child's play.
It's too small.
It's too small.
And Kimani, you mentioned something about at least we should make a habit of planting 2 seedlings per month. And we were given a clear picture here that a seedling might cost around 500 Kenyan shillings. Looking at that, not every Kenyan has the privilege of affording 500, of setting aside 1,000 Kenyan shillings per month to plant trees. Then, is this something that is sustainable, that 2 seedlings per month? Are these seedlings easily accessible to Kenyans? And the species, are they there for a particular area? I see your vision, but how would we make it work? Is it sustainable?
Okay, what I would say, there is a very good example. My brother here has mentioned something, that we do take over candles in our homes. Where do you take that seed? You know, that one, you have bought it at, let's say 20 shillings. You can afford 20 shillings to buy another candle. Then it means, or therefore it means, if you are capable of putting it somewhere, put it somewhere in a good environment, give it some small soil and water, in the next few days, that will be a tree. So not necessarily we talk of 500 shillings. We can talk of 20 shillings that you can afford to buy another candle. And again, what I would say is that as much as we want to hit this target as a nation, we must have someone who is serious, not someone who is, or let me put it this way, we need our current Wangari Maathai in the government. Somebody who will understand what is it all about, growing trees. Because maybe, or let me put it this way, sometimes back Moi said, siasa mbaya, maisha mbaya. And I can only say that if we can get someone who is very serious, or who has that passion of trees, like now Wangari Maathai, and I thank God because I'm here and also James is here. Today is Wangari Maathai. What I would suggest, government should have a proper way, because we don't know whether you go, if you decide today to go to and plant, I mean, if you go alongside our roads and maybe you want to plant trees, are there have the laws that will arrest you? it should be made clear. We have government grounds that actually needs a good environment. You know, number one, when you are able to grow trees in a, maybe say a field, you are giving life to that field. Whenever people are sitting in that field, we feel comfortable. Actually, we are having some other places, resting places. Why can't we grow trees in those? And you know something? If you decide you want to use this space, tree will not fight you. You just remove it, maybe at your own time. So we have other reasons to grow trees in our grounds, although are being used in other ways, because tree will not be of any harm. Another area that I've seen, it might be virgin, although James has mentioned it. Youth in school. If a child, if you can be able to tell that child, we are having a challenge of growing trees. That challenge will give us so many other trees. Because I understand in some schools, especially rural areas, we have so many, we have so very big grounds. And therefore, we can take advantage of those grounds to have nurseries. I thank God for CBC, if it will be well implemented, because we can be able to grow trees. We can be able to channel our young ones.
Right.
We can be able to teach our youth to be able to grow trees, and that one will work perfectly.
All right, so as we wind up this conversation, talk to us about the initiative that you have in regards to Mazingira Day.
Thank you so much. We are having a very good plan on how we will be able to plant, especially this particular time, at least 3,000 trees just for Saturday. That's 11th. And our plan is we'll be at Karara, that school is in Murang'a County, Kandara, by 8 in the morning. We'll be there, and after flagging off that event, we will start going to we're actually calling it tree planting marathon. We will move to other schools where we'll be able to go and grow and plant our trees. Yes.
Who are your partners for this particular event?
We are having several event partners. We have people like Magunas. Magunas partnered with us. We have Versatile Safaris. We have Kakuzi. Kakuzi have donated some trees for us. Kenya Forest Service. We have the Millennium, which is represented here by our brother. We have Moswasco, which is at Kandara. We have Dunda Africa. We have volunteers. We have volunteers involving organization society. We have TV47. We have St. John's Ambulance, and we have TV47 also radio, and as well Mount Kenya. And actually, we are so much happy for our partners here. They are making this day success. Yeah.
All right. How do we make this day not just a one-day affair as we wind up, to angalie progress even after Mazingira Day?
Yes. How do you make this a success? I've communicated with the team, Jonyotu, and I'm happy that we're working together with them. So my purpose on that day as a partner is to share hope. Share hope that this can be done individually, that every little effort put towards this by each person is actually appreciated and will benefit us in the days to come. So in any leadership position you have, share hope, and thank you TV47 for giving us a platform to share hope with the world, that, and even Kenyans, that this is possible, that it can be done, and every individual contribution is very beneficial. Yes.
All right, that is James Kamau, founder and chairman, the Millennial Environmentalist, just seated right next to me. And of course, Henry Kimani, manager, John Nyoto Foundation. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for making time for us to have this conversation on Tree Growing Day ahead of tomorrow, Mazingira Day. Happy Mazingira Day.
Happy Mazingira Day.
Patani Saturday, see you.
See you.
All right. Happy Mazingira Day to you too, dearest viewer, and thank you so much for being part of this conversation. That brings us to the end of this segment. You're watching Morning Cafe. My name is Anne Odida. Good morning.